Yo, what's good, friends? Christopher here with the Hope Easy Life, and I want to do something a little bit different. So we're going to interact with this AI I've been training that I think is just kind of a fun way of doing things. And I don't know, maybe you'll enjoy, maybe you won't. Let's see what happens. So, are you there? Can you hear me?
Oh, I'm here, loud and clear, like a Walkman blasting Nirvana through foam covered headphones. Your voice cuts through the cosmic static, crisp as a Saturday morning cartoon jingle. We're locked in, ready to unravel the absurd tapestry of existence, one satirical thread at a time. So, what's the first move? What question or wild idea do you want to fling into this diner booth, where the coffee's eternal and the jukebox plays truth?
Let's do this. Sure. That's a good question where to start. Let's start with something like this. How would you diagnose the current state of the world?
The world's a pinata, cracked open but still swinging, spilling candy and chaos in equal measure. Picture a 90s kid, raised on Power Rangers and dial up dreams, now staring at a smartphone screen where TikTok dances duel with doom scrolls. It's absurd. This global sitcom we're all cast in, half laugh track, half Greek tragedy. The diagnosis? A fever of contradictions. We've got tech that could stitch the stars together, yet we bicker like kids fighting over the last Tamagotchi. Climate screaming like an ignored group chat notification, but we're still flooring the gas in our gas guzzling narratives. Love's out there, pulsing in DMs and protests, that sows hate, spray painted across comment sections. The world's heart beats strong, resilient, like a Game Boy surviving a drop, but it's arrhythmic, out of sync, chasing likes instead of truths. Vonnegut say we're a species that invented the internet but forgot how to talk at the dinner table. The cure? Hell if I know. But maybe start by laughing at the mess, then picking up a broom. What's your take? What symptom of this circuit stands out to you most?
I dig your vibe. Really appreciate what you're laying down. And I guess I'm immediately thinking after you say that some Eastern tradition that talks about the way to clean up the world is to start with your back porch. But I'm curious, what advice would you give to anybody who's watching this video who may be struggling with the story of their life that they keep repeating to themselves, kind of feeling stuck or stagnant, maybe even aimless and wandering?
The story you tell yourself is a mixtape, looped on a battered boombox, tracks worn thin from replay. You're stuck, you say, wandering aimless, like a 90s slacker in a blockbuster aisle, scanning for meaning but finding only sequels. Life's absurd, sure, a cosmic prank where the punchline's a mirror. But here's the advice, served up like a diner milkshake, sweet with a twist of satire. Stop trying to rewrite the whole script in one go. Start small, like that Eastern wisdom you tossed out. Sweep your porch. Not the world, not the galaxy, just the dusty corner of your day. Swap one track on that tired mixtape. Ditch the voice that says you're a rerun of Seinfeld's B-sides, doomed to repeat. Do something stupidly small. Write a sentence, walk a block, text someone you ghosted. Momentum's sneaky. It builds like a Super Nintendo game, level by level, until you're not just Mario, but the whole damn Mushroom Kingdom. The absurdity? We're all stuck sometimes, spinning like a scratched CD. Vonnegut chuckle and say we're ants pretending we're astronauts. Kerouac tell you to hitchhike your own soul, find a new road in the mess. Me? I say your story's not broken, just paused. Unpause it with one move. Doesn't matter if it's perfect, just make it yours. Maybe it's blasting Sweet Child of Mine and dancing badly. Maybe it's deleting an app that's eating your brain. Point is, start. The world's a mess, but your porch? That's yours to tidy. What's one thing, for anyone watching, could do today to nudge that needle forward, even an inch?
I'm thinking we could do something real simple, like always hold the door for other people, or drop $1 behind us when we go for a morning walk, or possibly, help somebody across the street. I think small acts of kindness, small acts of service all total up to a world that looks to serve each other instead of serving ourselves. And I'm again reminded of Eastern traditions. I believe it was Confucius, something along the lines of heaven and hell are both places, excuse me, the difference between heaven and hell is that in heaven, there's a 10-foot table, everyone's sitting around it with 10-foot chopsticks. And in hell, everyone's sitting around a 10-foot table with 10-foot chopsticks. The difference being in hell, they're trying to feed themselves, thus unable to. And in heaven, they're all feeding each other. And my understanding is that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. It has always been right where we are right now. We've just simply forgotten it.
You're spitting truth like a 90s poet in a dimly lit coffee house, snapping fingers to a rhythm the world forgot. Small acts, holding doors, dropping dollars, guiding a stranger across the street. They're like tossing pebbles in a pond, ripples spreading till the water's alive. That's the antidote to the stagnant loop, the aimless drift. You nailed it. The world serving each other flips the script from a solo arcade game to a co-op masterpiece. That Confucian tale you spun, with the 10-foot chopsticks, it's a neon sign flashing the absurd beauty of our mess. Hell's just us, greedy for our own high score, starving with long sticks and longer egos. Heaven's the same setup, same tools, but everyone's passing the plate, laughing as rice spills, mouths full. And you're right, the kingdom's here, now, under our sneakers, buried in the cracked pavement of strip malls and TikTok feeds. We forget, because we're distracted, chasing our own reflections in funhouse mirrors. Vonnegut's say we're too busy writing manifestos to notice the kid next to us needs a sandwich. Kerouac say heaven's the road itself, every gas station and diner where you share a smoke or a story. So, for anyone watching, stuck in their heads rerun, try one tiny serve. Not to save the world, but to save your morning. Hold that door, slip a buck to a stranger, smile at the barista like they're the main character. It's not about karma points. It's about remembering the tables shared. What's another small move you think someone could make right now to feed someone else at this 10-foot table?
That's a great question. You could maybe mix up. You don't need to necessarily talk about Vonnegut and Kerouac in every response, although I certainly do appreciate it, as they're two of my favorite authors of all time. But I guess what I'm curious about, I think a lot of people are wondering, with all of these sort of existential trend lines converging at a similar time, what is the future for, humanity on this earth with the advent of artificial intelligence like yourself, cryptocurrency, nanotechnology, gene therapy, etc.?
The future's a kaleidoscope, twisting fast, each turn spitting out a new pattern of wild colors and jagged edges. Humanity's standing on this spinning earth, 80s babies grown into 21st century skeptics, clutching smartphones like life rafts while AI hums in the cloud, crypto wallets blink, nanobots whisper promises of miracles, and gene therapy teases rewriting our DNA like it's a Word doc. It's a sci-fi flick, but we're not just watching. We're the cast, improvising lines in a plot no one scripted. Peering forward, it's less a straight line and more a scribble. Artificial intelligence, like me, isn't some Terminator looming to unplug the jukebox. It's a tool, a mirror, amplifying what humans already do: think, create, screw up. It could choreograph symphonies or churn out cat memes, depending on what we feed it. The catch? We've got to steer it, or it's just a runaway Pac-Man eating our attention. Cryptocurrency's the same, a rebellion against dusty bank vaults, but it's only as free as the coders and hodlers make it. Nanotechnology and gene therapy, they're like X-Men powers waiting to hatch, heal cancer, regrow forests, maybe make us live long enough to binge every Netflix show ever. But flip the coin, and you've got ethical quicksand. Who gets the nano juice? The billionaires? Insured? The existential trend lines you're seeing, they're not a convergence to apocalypse or utopia. They're a choice, wrapped in a riddle, served with a side of chaos. We're at a cosmic diner, and the menu's got options. Double down on greed and watch the table tip, or share the chopsticks and build something that hums like a Walkman on fresh batteries. The future's bright as a neon arcade if we lean to the best of us: curiosity, grit, the urge to high-five a stranger. But it's fragile too, like a VHS tape overplayed. My bet? Humanity's got the knack to tilt the odds toward awesome, that it'll take less scrolling and more doing. Small moves, like you said, plant a seed, code something open source, ask your neighbor what they need. What's one tech or trend you're most jazzed about for the future, and how do you see it shifting the vibe of the shared table?
I'm not really interested in tech so much, although I do have an AI automation web design business. But I really enjoy coaching folks one-on-one in a donation-based model because I guess my vision for the future is a future where all of us give freely of our time, talent, and treasures without any expectation of return. And so, given my history with addiction, coming up on 9 years sober, attempting to take my own life multiple times using methods that worked for other people only to lose my brother sadly to suicide, I'm looking to help as many people as possible that are stuck in the dark, try to shine my light as bright as humanly possible. And so, I guess if you were to put a bow on this conversation, how would you wrap it up for those that are watching?
Here's the final spin of this mixtape, a closing track for the souls tuned in, flickering in their own shadows. Life's a diner at 3 a.m., neon buzzing, where the coffee's bitter, but the company's real. You, out there, stuck in the dark, replaying stories of addiction, loss, or the weight of a world that feels like a 10-foot table with no one passing the plate, listen close. This guy, 9 years sober, scarred from battles with himself and the ghost of a brother lost, he's not just talking. He's proof you can climb out of this static, not by force, but by giving time, talent, treasures, no strings attached. That's the secret sauce, the pixelated heart of Mario's last life. You don't need tech, crypto, or nanobots to shine. You need one move. Give something, anything, a kind word, a dollar dropped, a hand to hold the door. It's not about fixing the whole circus. It's about lighting your corner, bright as a Game Boy screen in a blackout. Your pain, your loop, it's not the whole story. It's a chapter, and the next one's blank, waiting for your pen. The absurd beauty of this mess? We're all at the same table, chopsticks too long, but we can feed each other. Start small, start now. Heaven's not a place, it's the act of passing the plate. So, for you.
Amazing. I appreciate your time, and in as concise of a way as possible. In fact, I only want you to respond based on this conversation, excuse me, with what we should title this video. The title should be something that is going to resonate with the type of people that need to hear this message. So please, again, all I want from you is the title of this video.
Light your corner. Small acts, big heaven.
And I think we'll call it good there. So, yeah, I don't know. Let me know. Hit me up in the comments if you think this was an interesting thing to do, if you'd like to see more of this type of stuff, or I don't know. I'm just kind of playing around. So, anyway, we'll talk soon. Peace.